We're in Gothenburg and I'm at the Salming running headquarters. We're gonna do a full body analysis of my running technique for me to become a better runner and for me to run more injury-free. So tag along. Okay, Patrick, I've changed my clothes now and I'm ready to jump on the treadmill and do this test. What kind of testing are we're planning to do here?
This is a new, unique running concept and running test we are going to do. We are going to put some markers on you and using those cameras in the ceiling to do measurement in 400 frames per second. And we can do analysis on your body, every segment, every part. We can see all kind of movements that you do when you're running.
And I'm not a pro runner or expert runner in any way, but what I figure is that anyone can come in through that door and do this kind of testing in this beautiful lab.
Exactly. If you go to the website salmingrunning.com, you can read about the test and you can book and you can see the results and report and everything. And all runners can do this.
It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of test results we get out of it and how I can improve my own running.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Patrick, you've started to attach the stuff on my shoes and my legs now. What is this?
This is reflective passive markers, and I put them on a specific joint center to create a segment. If I have 3 markers on one segment, I can create and do correct biomechanical calculation to plot your velocity, angles, rotation, movements, everything.
It's a little bit like creating a video game out of me.
Exactly. This is typically used in the animation and games industry the last 20 years. So, for example, the Lord of the Rings using this technique. But we are going to do this today to analyze your running technique instead. So I put the markers, just bend your knee a little bit more and upwards. And you can raise. I'm looking for the knee joint center.
And how many you put will you be attaching to me?
I will attach 35 markers on you, and that's a minimum number of markers to create a correct biomechanical model. Of course, we can use less, but in that case, we need to do trade-off from some calculations. These marker setup are based on research projects and other stuff, so it's a research-based system. So all the data are validated. So this is correct calculation of everything.
And so now we are attaching the microphone to my chest, and if you're a girl, you get to wear a sport bra.
Sport bra, tie top.
Yeah,
that's okay.
And this is just to get the right currency in my movements on my upper body.
Exactly, because if you put a markers on the shirt, you get very big skin artifact, or the marker will move.
Yeah,
and that's the same with your segments. It will start flickering and it's not good data. Okay, you can turn. So we are going to run the test very soon, and you will run for maximum 10 minutes. Just look at the leg and you can raise up. Great. And you will run for 10 minutes. You will warm up in 5 minutes. And after that, we will increase the speed every minute up to your pace. We want to put you a little bit over the limit to see what's happening with your running technique when we increase the speed and see what's happening.
Yeah, and that's the kind of essence of the test. It's not a lactate threshold test. It's a full body analysis of how my body reacts on my running.
Yeah, so it's pure running technique here.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you have any problems in your running technique, we will see that in your arms, in the shoulders, the pelvis, or knee, and the foot. We can actually see it, and after the analysis, we give you some recommendation, and that can be you need to train your strength or balance, whatever, and you will have some running technique advice as well. So it's different things here, actually.
Least but not last, a what do you call it? Headband.
Headband, yeah.
Yeah.
If we measure the head, we get the body mass as well. Because if you're running with your head in front, you will fall over a little bit comparing to running that way. So this is a full body analysis.
Yep. And Peter here will also check out my running.
Yeah, he will go around here and just look at your running technique. Yep. He will not say anything, and I will run the test for you. And afterwards, you take a shower, and you will go to Peter, and he will explain everything for you about your running technique and observation and recommendations. Let's go. For 4:30. You will run for 1 minute from now.
Okay, Patrick, I just stepped off the treadmill and feeling ready to hit the showers. But first, you just want to talk a little bit about these numbers that we're going to talk more with Peter about.
Exactly. I will just explain shortly what regarding the results here, so you're understanding what we're actually looking at here.
Yeah. We're looking at me.
Exactly. That's right? You running in the 340 pace here in slow motion, and it's possible to rotate and turn, and you can actually see all the movements from the thorax, the pelvis, and the leg that you can't see with your eyes actually. Yeah. So that's a very big benefit. So just looking at these basic running parameters, you get 420, 340, 320. Yeah. And you get the right and left leg. Yes. But we can skip the lower speed here. We can go for the 340 speed here. You got the step length. You got a longer step length, 1 decimeter on your left. On my left. On your left. Yeah. And you have the cadence is almost 175, and it should be 180, something like that, when you're running. And you see the stance time here, that's the contact time. Yeah. And you can see there's a small difference because you have a longer contact time on your left foot comparing to the right one. Okay. And you get longer step length on the left as well. Longer step length means, so you have longer contact with the floor. Yes. And when you run, you don't want this contact time. You want to hit the floor and get it off and fly so much as possible. Yes. So all these numbers will then be cooked down into some kind of a context together with Peter. Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Looking at this next slide, what is this? This is the pelvis height when you're running. Because when you're running, you don't want this vertical movement. Yeah. You want to run forward, not up and down. And you can see here on the different colors that when you increase the speed, you decrease the vertical movement. Yeah. The lowest speed you have 9 centimeters, and the maximum speed is 7.5 centimeters. Yeah. So you have decreased 1.5 centimeters just by running faster. Yeah. And it's very important that you decrease the vertical movement as much as possible. Okay. Yeah. And one last slide of all the data. We got plenty of slides. Yeah, of course. What is this now? This is the pelvis movement. If you look in 3 different rotation, you have a first obliquity, go from the left to the right with your pelvis. You got the tilt, if you lean forward or backwards, and you get the rotation of the pelvis. Yeah. And as you can see, you have this gray area here. And what's that? That's normative data from the Swedish running elites. So you can actually compare you with a person who ran 10K on 29. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. And you can see, for example, here, you put down your left foot, and what's happening with the pelvis, it goes up when you hit the ground. Yeah. And it's very typical. You hit the ground and you drop your hip. Yeah. You need more strength to keep it up. If you look at the normative, the elite, they don't do that. But you do that. You do it on the left and the right side as well. And if you look at the tilt, for example, when we increase the speed, the green one, you start tilting very much forward, comparing to the other speed as well.
Yeah.
And that's natural because you decrease the vertical movement as well.
Yeah.
When you decrease that, you need to increase something else in the movements.
Yeah, yeah.
And the rotation looks okay, a little bit stiff perhaps. Perhaps you need more.
Yeah. I probably need a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay, Peter, now you have been sitting down with my numbers. It's a 14 pages report about my running.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. And you've been crunching it for a while, and now you've come to some conclusions about my running. And what's that?
First of all, you need to stabilize your hip. And it's very important to learn that, because you need to have your all your power in your body in your running, and yeah, that's the most important.
That's the most. And also, I can see here on your notes that you mentioned something about my upper back.
Yeah.
That I'm a bit stiff.
Your arm is a little bit stiff, and your body is a little bit stiff up here, and you need to be a better movement here in your back.
So you've been analyzing these, 14, 15 pages of my data.
Yeah.
It's probably even more. And you've come to some conclusions, and now we'll talk through them. And then what will happen then after that? How can I use those recommendations of yours and train wiser?
I send you a report.
Yes.
After we are met here, I sit down and I write a training program, and then I send you this report, and you can, it's a web report. Yeah.
And I download, and I get home and do some more training, and probably, or hopefully get better on this, your recommendations here.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Is there any chance for me, you think, to become a 35-minute 10K runner?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy with that. So we'll leave you from the Salming headquarters here and running lab, and guess we'll talk to you soon.